on the same number of points play in the Friday night football. So Leicester went to 62 points. Manchester United have won again and gone to 62 points as well. Leicester still with a 3-goal better goal difference. Chelsea just a point advantage, and that Manchester United win now means that Wolves cannot finish in the top 4. Those 2 remaining places will be decided Chelsea, Leicester and Manchester United. Only Wolves, Spurs and Sheffield United, who've missed the opportunity to go above Jose Mourinho's team today, and Arsenal will contest those Europa League places. At one stage tonight, Villa were leading by a goal to nil and were only a point behind Watford and West Ham. But in the end, they end on 31, level with Bournemouth, both 3 still from safety, ahead of that huge clash between West Ham and Watford tomorrow. Brighton up to 37 with their point against Southampton.
The other end, so I don't know. I've not seen that one, but I don't think that's a penalty, no.
And the offside, of course. That's the kind of warning you needed at the time, because you needed that second goal, didn't you?
Yeah, when we got the second goal, that's when they started strutting about and playing as well as they can. So, of course, it's tight scheduling, but we can't afford starts like this.
Oh, of course. And I was talking to Marcus Rashford a moment ago. We rarely saw Anthony Martial in terms of performance tonight, and then suddenly he pops up with the killer goal.
Well, I saw Anthony. I saw what he was doing.
Yeah.
I think that
he was doing a lot of hard work off the ball.
Yeah, he was. And, the two of them, they've found each other really well this season. And they're enjoying themselves. When they go out on the pitch, ready to do a shift, hard work for the team, but just go out with a smile. I like that. And defend each other out there as well.
Griff Knight.
It's obviously every game for us now is a big game. Before the Southampton game, we were scoring goals for fun, and then Southampton game was a bit more difficult, and today the same. So, these type of victories you get a lot out of as well as a team, because we've had to work double hard to get the result.
A very surgical finish for a man who's going to be an honorary doctorate. I'll only do that joke once, but there's a fantastic cutback, took 3 players out as well.
Yeah, just try and be clever inside the box, and try and find halfway hard to get a shot off. But I think it's the pattern of play that we do before that's positive. It's what we've been improving on, and it's the reason why we've scored so many goals in the last few games. But it come early today, but the beginning of the game was very tough.
And a couple of big moments, including the penalty appeal. Lindelof and Zaha coming together. That could have gone either way.
Yeah, with VAR you don't really know what to expect, but we can only react to the decision that's made, and I think that's something for both teams. It can be difficult at times, but we'll improve it.
We saw with that second goal how devastating he could be on the break. I mean, Anthony Martial hadn't had many mentions during the game, but suddenly he's there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work today, Anthony, and when we have the ball, he's always making himself an option, and he's always available to receive the ball. So doing all that work, that's what he deserves at the end, to get a goal. And for the team, it's always good when you strike a score.
So what now with that top 4 battle? I mean, we'll be saying this all the way through, but goal difference could even come into it.
Yeah, I think for us, we just got to go and win every game, and that's been the goal for us for the past few weeks. We had a slip up last game against Southampton, but today it was good to refocus, and in a very, very tough game as well. So it's good to get the 3 points.
Congratulations! Thanks very much.
Manchester United winning and Leicester winning. Joining Michael and Ian now, the man who won 13 Premier League titles with Manchester United, Ryan Giggs. Good to see you, Ryan. It's not about performances now. It's about 3 points, and Manchester United got the job done.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I thought it was sloppy first half, but that little bit of magic between Fernandes and Rashford, it was a great goal. It was a great goal. Marcus has been quiet really since we come back from lockdown, and Greenwood and Martial and Fernandes have been taking the plaudits, but I thought Marcus was outstanding tonight, and was really on fire.
You enjoyed that finish, did you, for the first goal?
Oh yeah, when you send 3 players like that, you got to enjoy it. But Fernandes has been quiet, but he's capable of doing this, and Marcus just touched on it. It's something they've been working on, and it's just that change of pace around the box that perhaps we've been missing in the last couple of years. And Fernandes has now give that different dimension where he can play them little balls down the side. And then again, Marcus doesn't panic in them situations, and it's brilliant how he just doesn't panic and chooses the right option more often than not.
You've worked closely with him. Is he even more composed and confident in front of goal now?
Yeah, and also I think, they're sharing the goals. Fernandes, Greenwood, Martial, Rashford. So the pressure isn't on, one player. If one player isn't quite firing, the other 2 or 3 will come up with the goods, and they're sharing it at the moment, which, we probably haven't got, a Wrighty or Michael Owen who are going to score 30, 40 a season, but there's goals all around the team now, which historically Man United have been. We've had goal scorers, but also we've shared it around, whether it be midfield, number 10 or centre forwards.
Yeah, they've got 22 each now. So 1-0, big talking point. Wilf Zaha thought he should have had a penalty. You've seen it a few more times. Have you changed your opinion in any way?
No, I don't think it was a penalty. And when you look at it, it's very difficult to see it from this angle. From this angle, it looks like Lindelof kind of catches him because he does the step over. But I think that when you see it from the other angle, the referee seems pretty adamant. But when you see it from the other angle, I'm not even sure you can see it from this one, to be honest, Steve. But there, he gets a touch on it there. Here it comes, here it is. So when you see he's got the foot over, there's a little touch now. People will say, well, is it enough? Well, that's the margins we're dealing with now. He's touched the ball, and I don't think that was a penalty.
Michael?
No, again, I can understand why people think it was. I'm siding that it wasn't. I thought he touched the ball before he touched the man. And I would probably go. I certainly don't think you can go to VAR and say it's clear and obvious one way or the other. So I think whatever the on-field ref was going to call there, they were going to stick to it. And I'd probably just side on it not being a penalty.
OK, so 2 no penalties here. Ryan?
No, first of all, I think it's very hard when someone like Wilf is on the ball and moving at that speed and he's given a little step over. I think he has got a touch of the ball, which the referee has seen, but you can understand if it was given as a penalty because he's actually Lindelof's kicked through Wilf to get towards the ball. But, VAR can't overturn that because it's not an obvious error. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised either way. So, sitting on the fence.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, Giggsy. I wouldn't have been surprised either way as well. This is why it's so up for debate all the time.
Yeah. Now, talking of fine lines, also at 1-0, Palace, of course, had the ball in the back of the net. Did you think at the time it was 1-1, Ryan, until you see all the replays?
At first I thought offside, but then you do see, I think it is a shot from Wilf, and it does fall to forwards in that position. But yeah, I mean, United definitely had that little bit of luck, and it was marginally offside. It was unlucky for Palace because at this point they were playing really well, playing some good stuff and really limiting United. So yes, United just had that little bit of luck.
Michael?
That you need.
Well, the pictures show everything, don't it? I mean, you'd say he's probably 3 or 4 inches offside. Very harsh. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I know Wrighty finds it hard to stomach that type of decision. I think the whole world does, to be honest. You've got to feel for Palace in that situation.
But is that the law as opposed to VAR?
Well,
absolutely the law.
Ian Wrighty was talking about. What's the options? It's that far offside. It could be that far, but it's offside at the end of the day. I don't know what you can say, bar hard luck to Palace.
The problem I'll always have with it is that for that, the defender's not trying to get him offside because remember what offside was about, stand in a position where you could just tap it in goal hanging, really. And for me, I can't see where the advantage is for the forward when we're talking about like toenails. It just seems very, very tough. Well, VAR's doing its job. It's precise to the millimetre, so it's going to be able to get the little margins. But for me, there's no advantage from the attacker trying to get a move on the defender. So it's always going to be hard for me to take as a striker because I only think of it as if I was playing as a striker now, the runs you have to make to try and stay onside. You can literally be you've taken a step and he's about to take a step and you can be offside just by leaning and you've caught and you've made the run right. It doesn't seem right.
I agree with Ryan. I mean, as strikers union, isn't it? I mean, we want to see goals, but I just struggle to say, well, if you don't say that's offside, what is offside? At some point, we've got to say, right, this is it, and it's just unfortunate. But I mean, the pictures show it is offside.
I feel like VAR is as good as it will be in years to come. What it's doing, it feels to me like it's there to stop goals. It just feels like that. It feels like that to me.
Ryan?
Yeah, I think, the lads will probably remember about 5 or 10 minutes later, MacArthur tries a cross and Ayew actually checks his run. He's in the exact same place, so he doesn't, what Wright is saying, that natural run that you would do towards goal, he actually checks his run, and the cross, it was never probably on the cross, but he ends up like 5 or 10 yards away from the cross because the goal was disallowed. He doesn't want to be offside, and it is just them fine moments where you run in as a goal scorer or you check to just stay on side, and then the chance is gone.
Yeah.
He's literally millimetres offside, so it's really difficult now for centre forwards.
And then Manchester United made sure, you've talked about Marcus Rashford, talk about the link-up as well between Rashford and Martial Martial's gone to 22 goals as well now.
Yeah, first of all, it's great feat. I mean, how he gets out of this, I don't know. Great feat.
I love it.
Maybe poor defending from Palace, but just confidence now. And then this is what is probably now the difference. Them little balls, and then the understanding that you get playing together over a long period of time, and now this is like more or less an unchanged front 3 or 4 for the last 5 or 6 games, and then you get them relationships. Yeah. You don't need to say anything. You just know where your teammate's going to be, and that's what you see with these one-touch passing around the box now.
Giggsy, you've seen so many great partnerships over the years at United. How far do you think, they're all reasonably young, how far do you think this trio, let's say, can go?
No, I think what, I know I keep saying about Fernandes, he adds that little bit of imagination around the box, but you see every time sort of a team are attacking and they give the ball away, they're not safe. No. That counter-attacking threat that Greenwood, that Martial, that Rashford, that Fernandes have, that running power, and then now you're seeing the decision-making and the execution of the passes, whether it's counter-attack where we've probably been strong over the last 18 months, now with that added imagination around the box, you're getting all types of goals from, like I said before, all types of players.
And Giggs, you see now you've got 2 strikers who've got 22 each. You've got, like you've mentioned, Fernandes is chipping, Mason Greenwood would chip in with his goals. Do you think that they're just a couple more players away from a proper challenge, and not just to get in the top 4, but to actually start doing what Man United do and challenge for the Premier League?
Oh, definitely. I still think we're off City and we're off Liverpool. Still think 2 or 3 players, but Ollie's done really well in the 2 transfer windows that he's had, and good characters are coming in as well. You see Fernandes, he looks like a leader, looks like a character. Maguire, captain. So it's not just about the players, it's about having that culture and them characters that can improve not only the starting 11, but the squad and the overall feeling around the club, and certainly moving in the right direction. But I still believe we need 3 players.